Hey guys, Marsinger here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are continuing to look at the barbershop units that just EZA'd over on Global, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the DABURA. So basically we've gone through this with all the other ones, right? All of these guys have a mono lead for 3 key, 90% of stats. They all raise defense for 1 turn and do supreme damage on super. And then they all get their, basically the most of their attack and defense is on super, 120%. They get 30% extra stats, and then their own unique ability when you pick up 3 key. That's the only thing that's different between these units, right? So DABURA gets a great chance to stun, which admittedly is probably one of the worst out of all of the different abilities, right? Because there are so many events where that just isn't useful. So that is unfortunate, but he gets the 30%, then they get 50% extra attack and defense if you pick up 5 orbs, and then they give their own typing, which obviously for DABURA is int, 2 key, 30% attack and defense, and then they give an additional 10% attack and defense support if you pick up 3 int orbs specifically. So if we can pick up 5 orbs including 3 int, then that is the best possible turn, so we'll go ahead and do this. Now with each of these units I've tried to put them on teams where they will actually be useful, not necessarily just have their best link partners, because that's the problem with these guys being mono leaders, is some of them have really good link partners who are not the same typing. So I tried to use him on a team, you know, where it'd actually be somewhat useful, and that's what's good about the fact that these units don't just support super or extreme, they support all int types, because we're running him over here now on the Majin Vegeta team, so he has Majin Buu Saga or Vegeta family, and not only is he himself int, but that means we have units on the team like the Vegeta and Trunks. They will be getting the support from DABURA as well. So obviously in a normal scenario, I think I've said this for like all of the other units so far that we've done, but obviously in a normal scenario you'd be using these guys as like 3rd slot floating units, not like on main rotation, and that's where I think this guy could be useful on this team, right? Because you're going to have, most likely if you're running the double Majin Vegeta leads, you're going to have Majin Vegetas on both turns, Vegeta and Trunks probably on one of them, and then DABURA is going to be supporting all of those units. Obviously you don't have to necessarily run a full int team, but that's where he's going to be effective. And then of course, as you guys probably know, over on JP the anniversary is going on, and the free-to-play LR, because we always get one with the anniversary, right? Starts out at the beginning, you can farm up the SSR, awaken to TUR, then they get an LR awakening, and then by the end of the anniversary that LR gets an EZA. So we are still waiting for the actual EZA, but the LR is out already, which is the int BABADI that has a standby ability where he I say transforms, you basically exchange into Majin Vegeta, and then you power up the energy as a similar standby skill to the physical, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, where they charge up the Spirit Bomb, where basically you're charging up energy for Majin Buu. If you get it to full and fire it off, then basically Fat Buu appears and does like a big attack, and if you don't charge it up fully, you actually get the Majin Vegeta attack where he like blows up half the stadium, which looks super awesome. I'm still a little bit disappointed that they've used that on a free-to-play LR, especially for an ability that you basically only see once, like per run. So won't get to see that Majin Vegeta a lot, which is a shame, but very good unit and is extreme int. So because the card starts out as BABADI, I've got the link site up here on the other screen, and he actually shares, is it 5 links with that BABADI? Sorry, DABURA. And of course is extreme int, so he's going to be being supported by him. So on this team that we have at the moment, we actually do get some links out of this Vegeta here. So I think what we will do, I want to try and get all the orbs for DABURA. So if I do this, with Majin Vegeta with no links active, he shouldn't take out Cell here. Because obviously, for the sake of the video, I want to keep DABURA on main rotation. So we've got Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Shattering the Limit. So let's go ahead and grab, there you go, we can actually get the 5 orbs with the 3 int. So he's at 116, remember he gets 120% on super attack, So he's going to be at about 250 with the 30% on the super attack effect. All of these guys, basically depending on whether or not we've got support on the rotations, have pretty much been evening out at around like 275 to 300k defense after supering, which is not particularly great, but again, remember, these are free-to-play units. I still think the more I use them, their best use is going to be Battlefield, and having a really good like mono ally to pair them up with. So going back to this LR on JP, the LR BABADI, they share 5 links: Brutal Beatdown, Master of Magic, Margin Resurrection Plan, which originally was only a 2-key link. And with the link level update at level 10, that link also gives 20% defense. So this DABURA will actually be really, really good alongside that LR BABADI. Then yeah, Nightmare and Shattering the Limit as well. So they're actually getting about, what, 45, 50, 50% defense and something like 25%. Sorry, 50% attack and about 25% defense from links, which is definitely pretty good. So having this guy ready to go for when the anniversary hits global, and then you'll be able to run him alongside that LR BABADI. They're just going to work together so well because they're both in. It means then if you're running them on like a Majin Buu Saga team or just a different team where you're not sticking to one character typing, you'll still be good to run them together because DABURA will obviously be supporting the BABADI. So I can imagine that will look very, very good. I have the LR farmed up on my JP. We're just waiting for the EZA. Of course, being a slightly newer account, I don't have these guys on there. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is. And then I brought this LR along, the Buu and BABADI, just to kind of be like a stand-in for that LR, right? So we can see we're getting a whole bunch more links active here. In fact, I could do this, and then we can actually get... We've managed to get the 3 int orbs specifically and 5 orbs every time, I think, so far. So getting the full buff for the DABURA. Now, obviously, here we're getting a lot more out of links. Sadly, these guys don't have the Margin Resurrection Plan, which is the 20% defense one. But yeah, getting some of these extra links active is obviously good here. Do I want to... I'm worried about the... I haven't used these guys, I think, since they came out, literally, to do an original showcase for them. So I have no idea how much damage they're going to take in the last spot. I'm going to go ahead and use the Sensu Bean just in case. Majin Vegeta should be fine in slot 1 here, even though he's got no links active. So obviously he's not having like an optimal performance or anything. But he is getting the support from DABURA. So I feel like this is one of the few teams that DABURA could slot fairly nicely into, just because there are so many good int units. Like I said, you would ideally be floating the DABURA, so you'd have your rotations of Majin Vegeta and Trunks, and then Majin Vegeta and somebody else, and then have this guy floating to provide support. I definitely think this would make a very strong team for Battlefield, because normally I split my teams into just super and extreme mono teams, but you could very easily just make a straight up like int team out of the Majin Vegeta lead, and it would definitely be very, very effective for Battlefield. So I definitely think that's something to keep in mind. DABURA, it's disappointing that he has the stun as his 3 orbs ability. Now obviously for something like Super Battle Road, that would be good. But when we look at his categories, like aside from Buu Saga, he's on Corroded Body and Mind, Siblings Bond, and Terrifying Conquerors. I do always think it's funny that they actually recognise that DABURA is... because DABURA is the brother of Toa, who is obviously not canon and is only in Dokkan through either the Xenoverse crossover or Heroes, but they acknowledge the fact that they are brother and sister in the overarching Dragon Ball canon. So the fact that he's on Siblings Bond. So a couple of these teams do have some decent int units, but I think Corroded Body and Mind, does that actually have a Super Battle Road stage yet? I don't think it does it? So it could be quite useful for that, but yeah, having stun as the ability definitely hurts him a little bit, I think, compared to some of the others. But if I play out the turn like this is basically how I would actually run like this team, right? So we haven't really been building up Vegeta and Trunks at all or anything, so they're not exactly in a great spot here in terms of their overall build-up. Let's keep you in slot 1, actually. I'm not going to be able to get the orbs for you, am I? So if I do this, and then we can get there, so we can only get 4. So we'll see a distinct difference with the Dabura performance on this one. He does super attack early as well, like the Krillin. You can see there from the way his key ring thing is highlighted that he actually super attacks at 9 key. But I mean, all of these guys, because they give support, it's not super hard to get their super attacks anyway. So pretty easy to accomplish. But yeah, this team, I think Dabura could work reasonably well, because Vegeta family specifically is missing some like really solid top tier support units. It's just a shame that this guy only supports in, because you know this rotation is going to benefit from it very nicely. But like on this, for example, the team that we've built for this run in particular, the other rotation is the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, who will transform into Majin Vegeta, who obviously gets no benefit from Dabura being on the team. So let me know what you guys think down below. Could you see yourself using this guy once that free-to-play LR comes out for the anniversary? Or if you're on JP, have you tried using these guys together? Because chances are, maybe you're on JP, you did these barbershop unit EZAs ages ago, and have just kind of, you know, forgotten about them. I think it would actually be a pretty good setup. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.